All right. Good evening or good morning or whenever you're catching this video. This is Raul Hevia, Jeffrey Kelly, and we have special guests today. We want to tell you about an event that's happening in Enterprise, Utah. It's a big Christmas party happening the 12th of December at 5 p.m. And there is a Facebook invitation there. It's a page. We're going to share that on the screen. And we have Derek Staley, we have Emily and Brayden Preston and Casey Preston, all invited to talk about some events that happened recently and in Enterprise, because it turns out these guys have put on this big party, this big Christmas party, where they're going to have a Santa Claus there without restrictions. People are invited to come as they are, with or without masks. It doesn't matter, whatever you wish, whatever floats your boat. And we want to introduce Derek first, because he was the one that initially planned this with his friends, and he's going to give us an introduction. What do you say?
Yeah. My name's Derek, and I guess I'll start out by saying I've never thought in my life that putting on a Christmas party would be considered radical or out of the normal or dangerous, I guess I would even say. I've heard it all in the last few days, and it all started with the fact that me and my wife just kept going through Facebook and seeing all these ridiculous Santa Clauses in different stores with either a face mask or around a plastic bubble or way up high on a bench, and the kids had to just wave to them as they walked by. And I'm like, this is so ridiculous, and I'm sick and tired of it. I refuse to expose my kids to such garbage. And every little kid needs to have a dream and hopes and believe in something magical when they're at that age, in my opinion. And so me and my wife kind of collaborated, and we came up with an idea to throw a party and round up a real Santa Claus who had the desire to portray a real magical moment. So it kind of started from there, and it's turned out to be quite the political event, I guess, in the mayor's eyes and in the city council's eyes in my town.
Right. I heard that the mayor and the city council got involved, and I was pretty astounded by that, because well, first of all, we all have rights, right? We have rights to appear as we come anywhere we want. Free people, and because you put up some flyers that said something like no masks are required, right?
Yep.
Then they called you. Didn't that happen? Didn't the mayor call you?
So it was all over Facebook. I know the mayor and city councilman had already seen the event on Facebook, but they didn't get involved until I sent out that flyer. I sent out hundreds of flyers all over to every household in Enterprise. And one of the city councilmen even said, when I got the flyer, I started reading through it, and I thought, that's a great idea, until I saw face mask not required. And then all of a sudden it turned into a bad idea. And I thought that was a joke. Personally, I don't think he ever thought it was a good idea. Honestly, he's
absolutely.
Yeah.
He was giving you the platitudes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So there was a meeting called with the city council, wasn't there?
Yep. The mayor called me the day the flyers went out, and he said, well, you've caused quite a stir. We've received several calls from residents that are very upset about this, and half of the city council is very upset with this. And so we're having a city council meeting tomorrow, and I want you to be there to present your side of it. And I thought to myself, well, that's kind of strange. It's a get together on my personal part, and it's something I planned. Why would the city council have anything to do with this?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What kind of a place is this gathering going to be at? Is this a public place or what is it?
Yep. So that was what I was going to say next. It is in a publicly tax-paid funded building, the community center.
Right.
And the interesting thing about this particular community center is a lot of land, a lot of labor, and a lot of money from residents was donated to build this community center. I mean, it was a project put on by the whole city, all the residents. Everyone did their part, and so I voiced that opinion at the city council meeting. I said, "This is a publicly funded building. This is not the city's building." So
Right.
I don't think you
Well,
have
you
any.
know,
We own it as a community. We own it.
right, you
Actually.
own it. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So let me ask you, you know, can you discriminate and say, you know, we're not going to allow Muslims here?
Exactly.
Are you not gonna allow Jews there if they want to come?
Right.
You know, are you gonna allow people that will not want to wear a mask because they don't want to cover the likeness of the image of God? Will you do that?
Yep. And that's exactly what it
Absolutely
boils
not,
down
right?
to. Absolutely not. That's exactly what it boils down to.
Exactly. So you can't discriminate. You know, it's a public place and everybody has to be served equally, right?
And you know, I did feel I think the Prestons can agree, we felt discriminated against because there has been several events that have gone in that building within the last few weeks, and there's several events going on after our Christmas party. There's a big wedding going on. Nowhere in those flyers and in those invitations, the wedding invites and everything, does it say anything about masks being required. And so one can assume that masks won't be required. And just because I put masks not required, but if you come with the mask, I'm not going to kick you out. Only because I put that, did they raise a stink and did they target me and the Prestons?
So tell us about, you know, maybe Emily and Braden can talk about that a little more. Is how did the meeting go? The city council meeting. How many people were there? What was said? You know, who was for? Who was against? What happened?
So there was probably 60 attendees. And I would honestly say that there was probably, I don't know, five
at the most.
Five or six people
against it.
yeah, and everybody else was for it. I think in the crowd of people, there were 5 people wearing masks. And whether that's because they truly believe that they should, or or they think everybody else should, they were wearing them, and whatever, it's fine. But no one was socially distanced. And people want this to happen. People want to get out and do something. They're sick of being cooped up. They're sick of being told what to do, or that they can't do anything. And they spoke out. They spoke out about it, and they said, "We want this to happen." The community.
What did the
pretty much
city council
unanimously
members
agreed.
say? What did they say? What were their stance? You know, what would you say happened with the city council members?
How did the whole meeting go? Like, what was the, tell us how the meeting went. Break it down a little bit for us, would you?
So the first 3 people to speak or so were people who were against it, saying that we shouldn't have it. It's going to increase transmission in our community. We need to care about others. Our church leaders have said we have to mask up and distance and whatever.
That's where the people that were wanting to put the party on, wanting to attend, not wearing masks, were called unchristlike because of it.
Right.
So
For a
you like
Christmas party.
you go into the city county meeting or the city council meeting, right? And they like break it down just a little more details. Like, was it intimidating? How they make you sit somewhere, or did you have to get up and speak, or how did this work?
So it was set up pretty much the way it would have been pre-COVID. All the chairs were lined up right next to each other, just as they would have been normally. And then there was the chair up at the front with the microphone where you would go up and do your public comment. It wasn't intimidating. I think just a pretty standard city council meeting.
Council members were more intimidated by us than we were by them. And one of them actually said that he felt like he was being attacked with all of us in there.
They did also say that on a typical city council meeting, there's probably 3 to 10 people that show up. This one, the people just kept coming in and coming in. There was all the seats were filled. There was people standing in the back, up in the aisle. It was a good turnout.
And they were in support of you guys, right? I mean, they were there for you.
Yeah, there was really no opposing person.
No opposing person. That's interesting that nobody. What about all the people that they claimed opposed this? What they're calling a health risk. I mean,
I think the 3 people,
5 of them there, maybe.
Yeah, I think the 3 people who opposed it were there and made their comments and told everybody that we were terrible people.
Unchristlike.
because they don't
Okay.
want to wear a mask, and anyway.
I got you.
Right. Very good. I'd like to hear from Casey. I think Casey has a perspective too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I think the thing that got me the most about the meeting was they're sitting here saying that the city's policy has to do is you have to wear a mask and be socially distanced in city buildings. And this whole time there's 4 city council members and the mayor sitting up there. And 2 of the city council members were wearing masks. The other 2 weren't, and the mayor wasn't wearing masks in the meeting either, but they're sitting here lecturing us, telling us that if we're having this party that we need to be social distancing and wearing masks because it's a city property.
Very good. Very good. So, okay. So, well, you know, I mean, this whole thing is a discussion about rights, really. And of course, you can see, you know, we have a banner behind us called People's Rights. It's claim, use, and defend. And I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but back over here, it says text the word rights to 80123, or you can go visit our website. It says right behind me, I'm trying to move over, you can see it. It says www.peoplesrights.org. And, you know, this is how we're going to broadcast some of this, this invitation to this party is, but, you know, what we really are is we're a texting and email platform where we can summon people in your area to come to the defense of your rights. If, you know, should the government try to infringe upon them, or any group or people would try to do that, you know, we can summon people around you. And, you know, one of the best examples of one of the greatest things that has been done through this network is a lady out in, a young mother out in the state of Washington went to bear a child and to the hospital, and the baby was tested, and it tested positive for COVID. And when the baby was born, and the nurses came back to the mother and said, you know what, the baby's positive for COVID. It's going to be quarantined for 20 days. So we're going to take care of this baby now. And the mother was like, whoa, what? No, you can't do that. It's my baby. Bring it back here. And they said, no, sorry. And they took the baby, and she called a friend of her who was a member of People's Rights. And that friend called the area assistant in that area where that hospital is in Washington. And they summoned about 400 people came to the hospital demanding that this baby be returned back to the mother. And it was within 2 hours. And so, you know, this is the power that people have when they stand together in the defense of their rights. Because if they're coming for you, they're coming for me. So I need to be able to stand up for you before they come for me, because, you know, they will come for me. So this is what we do with People's Rights. Anyway, so just wanted to plug that in, and I'm sure Jeff, you know, will probably add to the conversation now after I've introduced this. But we're going to broadcast all this through People's Rights tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll have a great turnout in that party. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, this is, let's see. Am I coming through all right? Because oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming through. Anyhow, yeah, I'm pretty passionate about, I'm fairly new to People's Rights, but I've always been a freedom fighter my whole life. And I turned 51 soon. So I'm 50 years old, always been a freedom fighter. And I was thinking about it last night. I'd prayed, like years ago when I was on the freedom fighting mode years ago, we dreamed of a platform like People's Rights, just merely for communication, you know what I mean? And so I was thinking, man, here it is now, we have People's Rights. What a great platform to stay in communication and empower the people, protect the people. And I've always known that, you know, this is government for the people, by the people, you know, the original Constitution, and our government has gone way off the mark as far as, you know, like thinking that you know, a constitutional republic is about government for the people, by the people. In other words, we animate the government, you know, and we've gone far from that in the United States over the years. And, now here we are in complete tyranny. Like the things I was seeing today, it was funny. You know, I saw the now they're on the airlines in China. They're saying that that you should start wearing disposable diapers so you don't have to use the restroom. Did you guys see that?
I did.
And I'm like, how far does this stupidity go? You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm glad to be one to stand up right from the very start. And the people's rights, I can't say enough about people's rights, because last night I was thinking about it and I'm like, I was sharing it with some friends, or actually Raul and I were sharing people's rights with Colorado. Colorado's not quite plugged in yet. And when I was back in the day, we were fighting the good fight. It was in that same place. So to have people's rights, this platform of communication where we can reach out with a touch, where we call our state assistant and we can have 100 people there on the spot. Such an exciting platform to empower us and give people courage to throw parties and not be intimidated by the health department showing up and shutting us down. Because I guarantee you, if they come into that party, we're going to have cameras rolling and we have the right words to say. They won't stick around. I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah, we're going to push them back. That's for sure. It's not going to happen. Now, you know, we've been talking a lot about the things that have been happening lately with the United States of America, how the country has fallen, and now we're at war. And we're at war. It's a, you know, not one shot has been fired, but they have taken over, you know. So this is a big war. Now they're coming with a vaccine, and they've been conditioning everybody with a mask, you know, to wear the mask and be what is the word? Compliant. Yeah. Compliant. And so they've been conditioning everybody to be compliant, and now they're going to require the vaccine as well. So there's a lot of work to do, and we are at war, and we need to salvage what we have and restore the republic, right? Right, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
It's so important what we're doing right now, because if we, the people, don't do it, it's not going to get done. This is the problem from the beginning, is that the people let the government just take over, and we became comfortably numb watching our Netflix and doing our work, and we became on Facebook scrolling all day. And meanwhile, we're being infiltrated by what I think is, you know, the communist takeover of America. Right now it's a unconventional war that could very easily become conventional war with bullets in the streets. I mean, it's a very intense war either way you look at it. Unconventional war is intense because it's disinformation, it's fake stories, fake news, it's all this propaganda, you know. It's unconventional warfare. It's the Chinese taking over our voting polls. We've been infiltrated. This is a fact of the matter. United States, the republic has fallen. And it's us that has to stand up now, like on these YouTube channels. We have to empower each other's voices. I encourage everybody, open your own channel. Have the courage to make these videos, and it gives people courage. We create a whole new narrative with this, and we are the news today. Because look, I mean, Fox News failed, all the media failed. Even social media is censoring us now, you know. This is where I'm at, Raul, is
I think you're
all about us. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think you're spot on, because I think there's two types of people. Well, three types. There's the ones that are courageous and patriots like we are. There's the ones that are on the totally opposite side of the spectrum, who want to take away freedoms. But then right there in the middle, there's the fence sitters. And at that city council meeting last night, in my opinion, there were two city councilmen who were definitely on the opposition, the opposing side. And then the other three people, the mayor and the other two city councilmen, in my opinion, were fence sitters. I hope they're not in opposition. But and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I was just talking to the Prestons before we hopped on this call, and I said, hey, we need to go meet with one of the city councilmen, because I know he's a patriot, and we're meeting with him tomorrow, and we're going to just let him know, hey, we back you up, we support you, but we need you to speak up. So I think when patriots rise up, it just causes more of those fence sitters to rise up with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, you know, it takes these actions of courage, like you guys are taking this big step. You know, you're going to make a you're going to have this big party over there. You know, even after all the opposition you've seen, you're still going to go through with it. And of course, you know, we're going to be there to assist. We're going to be there to enjoy the party. We're going to bring some food and our families, and we're going to laugh and smile. And, you know, if they come to give us a hard time, we'll push back. And we will be standing with each other. And when we stand with each other, they don't have a fight. They don't have a fight to win. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
No, they don't. Well, because what they're doing is wrong in the first place. So that's really the biggest issue. And I don't know.
The funny
Yeah,
thing
the biggest deal is they're walking all over our constitutional rights right now, and until people stand up and push back against that, they're going to walk as far as we let them.
Yeah, as far as making us put diapers on airline flights. I mean, masks are stupid enough. They don't work. We know that. We really got to stand up, you know what I mean, and push back. I could see how at first everybody was unsure about this virus, but now we know the truth about this virus. It's a 99.6% recovery rate. It only kills the people that were going to die anyway this year of the flu. It's nothing new. It's nothing to be scared of. And I'm to the point now where I will stand up feel more confident every day. I feel more confident every day.
Well, I think the biggest issue is that so many people are so complacent. They don't want to be called a grandma killer. They don't want to be this, they don't want to be called selfish. They don't want to be called unchristlike because, what would people think? And instead of not giving a crap what people think and standing up for what you truly believe in, the problem is nobody does that because we have been conditioned with TV, with social media, to sit in our houses, on our couches, to do nothing. Mm-hmm. And we have a whole society of weaklings who don't actually know what they should be standing up for. And that's the biggest problem I think that we have right now.
Absolutely. I agree. Casey, what do you say?
I think the thing about it that scares me the most is what's going to happen, you know, with my kids and Derek's kids and Braden's kids. Our next generation's coming up. If we just let this go on, for them, we either have to stand up and fight for our rights so they have the rights, or we are cowards for letting these rights be taken away from our children and the future generations to come.
Absolutely. I don't think there's anything more Christ-like than to fight for freedom. You know, if we don't stand for freedom, we deny Christ himself. So, you know, this is a stance that we need to make. When we stand on truth, everything falls apart. So that's what we're going to do this Saturday. I commend you guys for putting this party together. We're going to support you in every way we can. We're going to be there, and we're going to enjoy this party, and we're going to take a stand against these tyrants as well. So thank you so much. I don't know if you guys want to add one more thing before we're done, but
I just wanted to say the whole thread about the health department showing up. We had I don't know if you guys were there. Were you guys at the rally with at the health department we had here in St. George?
I missed it.
You missed it?
I don't know.
I don't know
that we made that one.
Were you guys at the mayor one yesterday? Day before yesterday?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
You know, we're doing these rallies every day. We're like pushing back, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, you learn a lot, and it's a way that we get to stand up and learn how to express our freedoms in the public square. You know what I mean?
Where do we find those at? How do we know when they're going on?
Are you a member of People's Rights? Do you have let's see.
I am. I'm on there, but maybe my stuff's not coming through. I might have been censored on that. I'm in shadow banned on Instagram and Facebook and have been for a while. So.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, this comes through your SMS messages.
Yeah. So I think I've got to update it then. I'll get back on the text list.
Yeah, that'd be great because we could use all the support. We're looking to grow our numbers, you know, and we're not asking for people to donate more time than they have. It's just like I said, I mean, I got you. Maybe someday you'll need me, and if I'll be there, if I can be there, I'll be at your door to defend your rights, day or night. that's what people's rights is about, you know? But anyway, I wanted to go back to the, oh, hang on.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh, okay. I wanted to go back to the party night and saying that the health department is not going to show up that night. It may be the labor commission, which is an interesting question to me because yesterday the mayor said that they call if they get a call, they call the labor commission. But the labor commission is only going to deal with like restaurants and people with business licenses, right? So who they call, Ghostbusters?
Yeah, well, we'll see. You know, I don't expect anything to happen over there, to tell you the truth. You know, we had a conversation with David Blodgett. There was 40 people there in the parking lot of the Southwest Utah Health District. And he came out and he answered all the questions. He was pretty gracious. You know, he's a believer in masks, and, you know, we'll forgive him for that. But he said, you know, we're not enforcing anything. We don't have the power to enforce, and we're not going to do anything like that. And you know, a couple of weeks later, I got a notification from the Golden Corral that they had been visited by somebody in the health department and told them, you're not enforcing the masks, so we're going to close down your business if you don't do this. And, you know, I texted David Blodgett immediately, and he immediately responded back to me. He said, absolutely not, it wasn't us. They need to ask for ID because people pose as us. And we're not doing anything like that. And that was all there's to it. And I thanked him, you know, for being responsive. And, you know, that's the position they're taking so far. So if that changes, I'd be surprised. And, you know, we'll have a conversation with David Blodgett again. And, you know, we'll put any of these government officials to task. And, you know, we'll bring 100 people and have everybody ask them questions, you know, and answers to the people, to we the people, and which is what we did with John Pike 2 days ago. And boy, was he put to task. Let me tell you, I put out a video on my channel, Raul H7814. If you want to watch that video, it's there. You can see how he reacted to all these questions. He's not working for the people, but, you know, I think we made a psychological effect on him. I hope this is in his conscience, and he's going to act more for the people and less for the government. But because what he's doing, he's protecting the corporation of the city. That's all he's working for. He's not working for the people. So, anyways, what else do we have to add? Anything else?
Yeah. What is your YouTube channel again? Like, say it slower so we can all get it.
Yeah, the channel is Raul, R-A-U-L-H 7814 on YouTube. So you go to the YouTube search bar and you put R-A-U-L-H 7814 and it'll come up. You'll see, you know, everything I do is, you know, challenge the government, you know. that's all I do.
And we're going to be doing a lot more videos like this. So, you know, informational videos, intel that we get, things that we can do to take action to empower us and beat these communists down to beat them back to where they came from, whether it was Venezuela. Where do they come from, Raul? Are they from Venezuela or Cuba? China?
Dark pits of the earth.
Oh, the dark pits of the earth.
Exactly. Exactly. So anyways, yeah, so should we wrap it up, guys? I appreciate you guys coming over and appearing, and we're going to be there Saturday, and we hope to meet you in person and have a great time with you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jeff.
Great.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys too. I look forward to seeing you around. See you at the party.
It'll be fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Okay,
you.
see you.
Thanks.
Thanks.